served as co-chair of Barack Obama's presidential transition team in 2008. Of course, was White House chief of staff to President Clinton. Joining me now. Well, first, John Podesta, let me ask you about the transition and this, I think, unprecedented refusal by the GSA administrator. There are some reports that I have not independently confirmed that she was threatened with firing if she went ahead. But in any case, she is obeying the guidance of this president that the election's not over and not sending the letter which will permit the transition to start.
Yeah, well, if that's true, then her course of conduct really should be to sign the letter and resign, because this is a ministerial act. She has to ascertain the apparent successful candidate for the president and vice president of the United States. And as President Bush said yesterday, the outcome is clear. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have been elected president and vice president of the United States. The Secret Service went so far as to enhance their protection as the duly elected leaders, next leaders of our country, and the GSA should, stop. And the GSA administrator, Ms. Murphy, should stop fooling around, do her duty under the statutes. Don't go down with the Trump ship, as your earlier reports indicated. He's not really even trying to contest this election. He's filing a bunch of frivolous lawsuits as part of a public messaging strategy. And in doing so, he's endangering the health and well-being of the American people because he's delaying the proper, integration of the new Biden healthcare and coronavirus task force with the existing agencies.
And John, correct me if I'm wrong, but I understand from the lawyers who have been our experts all along that you have to have some merit to have success with a lawsuit, and that the burden is on the plaintiff, it's on the Trump lawyers who are filing these lawsuits. The burden is not on the Biden team to prove that there was no fraud or nothing wrong in any of these individual cases.
Yeah, absolutely. And as with respect to recounts, he's behind by 50,000 votes in Pennsylvania. There's no recount that's ever changed that many votes in American history. So, this is he's just delaying the inevitable. But as I said, in so doing, whether it's from the perspective of national security, the economic crisis, the healthcare crisis that we face, he is interfering with the orderly transition of power in the United States. I guess we should expect that, given the way he's managed the affairs of the White House over the last 4 years, but it's still wrong. And again, I think the administrator, if she takes her oath of office seriously, she will do the right thing, sign that letter, and begin that process of permitting that orderly integration, let the Biden transition team into the federal agencies, provide the financial, the technical, and the facilities resources that they're entitled to under the Transition Act. And again, that's what George W. Bush did. We couldn't have had more help from the outgoing administration that was provided by President Bush, his chief of staff, Josh Bolten. They, from the very outset, said, we're going to do this the right way because we're in a financial crisis. We're in 2 wars. And they recognized the duty that they had to act honorably. But again, we can't really expect that from President Trump. Hopefully, we can expect it from Ms. Murphy.
And let me also point out the incredible nature of some of these lawsuits, in particular in Philadelphia. They said on Saturday, Rudy Giuliani and the others in that group, I think Pam Bondi as well, we're going to hold a news conference at the Four Seasons in Philadelphia. So logically, even the president tweeted, it's going to be at the Four Seasons in Philadelphia, which is right down in Center City, obviously a major hotel chain. Well, it turned out to be the Four Seasons Landscaping Company up in Holmesburg, which is another part of Philadelphia, not downtown. Also on a strip mall next to apparently a shop selling a sex shop activities. So this
And
is
I
what
think a
the
crematorium
Philadelphia
on the other
Inquirer
side.
had to take. And the crematorium. So this is how the Philadelphia Inquirer wrote it. What began 5 years ago with the made-for-TV announcement of Donald Trump's presidential ambitions from the escalator of his ritzy Manhattan high-rise ended Saturday with his aging lawyer shouting conspiracy theories and vowing lawsuits in a northeast Philadelphia parking lot near a sex shop and a crematorium. And now we learned today that one of his alleged witnesses of fraud is someone who had run for office repeatedly in New Jersey and was convicted of some sort of sex crimes.
Well, look, this is a kind of pathetic way to end a presidency. I think his self-pitying and anger need to be overcome by the officials who have served alongside him. I know it's very hard to push back, but this is a moment where people have to do what is right, what is honorable, what they took an oath to do, which is to uphold the statutes and the Constitution of the United States. And, I think back to 2000 when there was a real recount where the Florida was separated by 537 votes. I never put any pressure on the administrator of GSA. We authorized at the president's direction to give then Governor Bush full access to intelligence briefings in advance of the Supreme Court decision. Once the Supreme Court made its decision, Vice President Gore graciously accepted those results. And of course, the Bush transition had access to the resources that I've been describing. That was then, this is now. And I think that people need to think about how they're going to go down in history if they decide that they're going to follow the president's lead and kind of set themselves on fire as they go out the door.
John Podesta, your perspective on the last transition as well as the one in 2000 is invaluable. Thank you very much.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.